Hello, welcome to Fallawsophy. I'm your host, Jennifer Fallaw-Doering, and today is March 18th, 2024. We do have some Gentel today, and I don't really know about thoughts over coffee. I have lots of thoughts, not really complete thoughts, so we'll just go to the chat after Gentel and see what you guys want to know about. Kind of been busy with my own little world over here, peeking in to see what's going on. Not a whole lot. It's very quiet. There was something I wanted to look up here to see if my Gentel makes any sense at all. It's always a possibility that it doesn't. Anyway, I don't know how long it lasts. So I'm looking for how long Ramadan lasts. Anybody know? Anyway, so hello to everybody. Lots of people in the chat this morning. Sorry I wasn't here yesterday. I had an appointment in the morning, and then Katie was sick. And she needed mama. All right, she just wanted to watch movies and be sick with mama. And she's been asking me not to be sick, but to spend time with me. And I'm like, well, here we go. Let's spend time together. And so I needed the day for that. Very important. Even though she's 21, seems like the kids, like when they get sick, they they want to sit with mama and watch SpongeBob. Is what they want to do. Crap. Ramadan ends April 9th. It's not good. All right, let's get into the Gentel. Let's hope that I'm wrong. I didn't write that down. Scanner distribution. All right. Okay. All right. Now this was rushed today. I'm sorry that everything's always rushed, but this is the way it's going. All right. That's my life. All right, Interdimensional Meditation by Jennifer Fallaw-Doering. I went with Archangel Michael and Gabriel on the 6th level of heaven in the field in front of my tree. Just ran in there, stood in front of him. Okay. People wanted to know what Obama was doing in the UK, meeting with the Prime Minister. It is not political. It is not about the RV. It's about something he's doing that's movie related and business and the release of funds and all that. So it is a personal thing that he's doing. And that's why he was there. Why they filmed it, I don't know. Maybe just media following him around. But nothing real important. Okay. Kate, the princess. I call her Kate Middleton, but have it. I do believe she's not with us anymore. I could be wrong. I'm not getting her. I do believe that the king is not with us anymore. I think what's going on, like we've seen many, many times, is they hold that information back for their own purposes. So what I got was they can't release the info because the king is also gone. And this will be announced first. And it has something to do with, I suppose you possibly could, but you can't have a new king without a wife. That's what I got. So everything around that is real hush hush. I did believe she succumbed to some kind of infection or something. That's what I'm getting. So I don't know how long they'll hold this information. I don't know how they'll let this roll out because we know what happened with the Queen. But as from what I'm getting psychically, and I don't have any inside information on this, so don't, like send helicopters to my house or anything. It has something to do with welcoming in the new king and having a happy family. And confidence in that from the people in the country. Somebody says they heard she was pregnant with another guy. Really? Who put that out there? Who did anybody think that one through? That's not true. It's not true. It's not the 1800s. There's birth control, and these people are all over the abortion thing. So, no, that's not why. I don't know if William will advocate, but let's finish the Gentile. So, RV, not a whole lot of news there. The reason everybody's quiet, and what I got was, and I could be wrong, do not jump off a bridge, okay? All right? Before you know, it'll be Easter, and their holiday will be over, okay? It's late. Duh. Like, I don't know, several years, but the rate will be posted after the Iraq holidays as a gift to the people. And they said it's also late because of scammers or scanners distribution. So those two things I wasn't quite sure on the wording. So there was some kind of hiccup there. There are people under NDA who normally talk. And that is mostly people who have bonds and those who have their redemption exchange underway, meaning that they've given their currencies and everything else. And I believe that I heard that those people are under NDA. Bond people are under NDA. But those people are under NDA because they've been given a date. Tentatively. So they cannot talk. And there are some people that normally talk that cannot talk. So this is where we're at. Still happening. It's a real deal. It's happening. Okay. I would just focus on Easter coming and getting by. So if it's important that people are under NDA, I'm probably not going to get a whole lot of information about what they're under NDA for to put out there when they're not supposed to. And if that would mess everything up, then I won't get it. I knew their holidays were coming. I had a bad feeling about it. Let's hope I'm wrong. Let's hope it posts today and tomorrow or something. But it is supposed to come out like a gift. In country for the people. There have been a lot of things happening that are like gifts for the people, but this would be the big one. We do want to relate it somehow to that. So that's basically all I know right now. Let's get to your questions. Thoughts over coffee. have any complete thoughts over coffee? Will the dinar go above 76 cents? Big question. Everybody wants to know. So what we're asking is, will they post the street rate above, in-country rate above 76 cents? No, I think it might be that. But once that happens, it starts like this, and I don't know I'm not knowledgeable enough to explain exactly what happens, but what I see is like a ripple effect. So once that happens, the rate begins to rise, double, possibly triple, possibly get up to like a $3 in-country something rate. Now, I'm getting the cyclically right now. So give me a second. So then what happens? What happens on the screens? On the, like, if we were to go to the bank screen will always be double. Bank screen will always be double. Maybe sometimes even triple. Redemption screen, exchange screen, contract rates. So they post it at the 76 cents, drop the zeros, whatever they do. Then that starts to move. That starts to rise. In country, bank screens are moving. They're moving. There is like a sweet spot they want to get to justify the exchange center screen rate. And it updates every morning. So yeah, don't be disappointed with the whole 76 cents thing. We just have to get it out there. We just have to get it on and moving. Because here for us in the United States, our rates will be much higher, especially at the actual redemption appointment or exchange. I don't know what's going on with Trump. Come on. I mean, let's sit back and think about this for a second. $400 and something million for bail? What? Is he like the most notorious mass murderer ever? That's so ridiculous. Has that been fixed yet? Because it will. There's no way that's gonna hold. Are you kidding me? It only shows cruel and unusual punishment. This whole attack, these lawsuits, that's all in the cruel and unusual punishment, communist agenda. That's like but in the reveal. Like, look at, are you kidding me? Do you guys not see it? Not you guys. You guys all see it. But like the public. 400 and something million dollars? For what? It's ridiculous. So stupid. Makes me laugh. I don't know why it makes me laugh. You know? Really ridiculous. I'm not worried about it at all. All of these things, all of these lawsuits against him and all these efforts, they're gonna fail. All right, I keep talking and leaving the same comment. Let's see, will Mike Lindell be successful in the Supreme Court? Again, Remember when they said it has to be the military? And military's the only way? They just keep running these scenarios where you have to keep trying. We keep trying with the courts. We keep trying with the Supreme Court. We keep trying with, the elections. We keep trying with all this other stuff, and it's not working. Can't get anywhere, right? So that's all in that category of the reveal. It's showing the public, well, look at, you can't get anywhere. They've controlled it all. Well, she's in chapter 13 at some point in time. So that's a different situation. That's not a normal situation with her debt. It's probably being moved somewhere. I don't really know how that works, but I don't feel like it's. I think it's because of that you're seeing that. All right, what do we got? Waiting on an event before the RV. As I scan that whole situation, they're just trying to get everything underway, which it is. It has been. The Jasara has been underway. But they have to make sure that everything's cool in the country for Iraq because they started off. And then, is it here? Most of the problems with this thing might be here. So they're just trying to get everything smoothed out. Okay, are we ready to go? Is it showtime? Let's do it. I don't know what kind of event you're talking about, but I have a feeling that it's going to probably be pretty quiet for a little while. And then, all the dates we put out there before got screwed up. I don't tell you. I'm more frustrated than you are. Okay? Because I'm the lady who's got to come out here and keep you going and give you hope. And sometimes I wake up in the morning and go, all right, what do we got? I mean, help me out here. So heard the RV starts in the east and moves west. Well, I think that would be that makes sense because if they post the 76 cents compared to the US dollar, that would be we would get 76 cents per Iraqi dinar, right? So yeah, that would make sense. There is like a ripple effect, a domino effect, a rollout that happens, and these numbers start moving. Numbers start moving really fast. And then that clicks off the other countries. I don't know what the hold is on putting the rate out in the first place to get that to go. Something about in country and this holiday going on and being short staffed, not everybody, people being home. Especially maybe people that they need to be working. So originally it was the plan to get this done, and then they go into their holiday and they start fasting or whatever they do, and all that. It was supposed to be done already. So other than that, I don't know what to tell you. It is still happening. This is still happening, right? Is it all screwed up? I mean, is it over? What is it? What And Michael said it's still happening. Have faith. They're going to run it right up to the wire. He just said, right up to the wire, right up to the point of no return. And there's something about it has to be that way. All right. No, I did not see that. I have not been paying attention. And I hate to come out here and tell you a date that is not today or tomorrow, but I don't know what else to say. Right, so you got their holidays. Who knows what other holidays are coming between then and then? And we got Easter here. We got people that are going to be off that we needed in seats doing work. I'll tell you. How long will we have to exchange? 2-week window. Although they cannot predict how many people will come in and how many people will do that. So they want to try and get it done 2-week window. So like when you call to make your appointment, you'll have time to get in there. Because I know some people are out of town. That's another thing with holidays. Are people going to be there? So will it work? Maricopa County Board showing us that this is how we're supposed to take our country back? No, it will not work. And I'm starting to see. So we know everything has to fail. Everything within the old system to do things the way that they have created it with our politics, and well, everything has to fail. And I am hoping that we don't get to the place where certain individuals said we would go to a November election for that. At this point in time, no. Because once we go to gold, it changes everything. And that's probably when we're going to see a big fallout. Okay. But we're working on that. And the RV is the beginning of that. They've been playing with something with this part of the plan back and forth for a long time, because this part of the plan isn't just our country and our politics, it's worldwide, and that's why it takes so long to get everything in order. And then we've got the minions coming in screwing it up. Delay. Now we're into holidays and we got to wait for holidays, and it's like I wake up every day expecting it to happen. So I could be wrong about this. Okay? I could be wrong. Some people are saying that at the redemption center, she'll have to ask for the best exchange rate and make it sound like the centers will try to rip us off. What's your opinion? No, I'm not going to try to rip you off. Why would we have to ask for the best exchange rate? What I'm getting is that's only for if you. Most of it's just set. Okay. But set within a certain range. And I think that may fluctuate a little bit on the screen each morning. And that there might be variations in that. But I think what you're asking for is that like $28 Iraqi contract rate that I think you can get for a certain amount. I think it's a higher amount. Like more currency. Why would there be more currency? Because they want more currency off the street. So I think that's really the only thing that you have to ask for. I can't see this. Tilt the head. Stupid glasses. New elections. What comes first, gold or new elections? Gold. You know what's funny is when I look at this timeline, it's such a weird thing because you see all this movement. You see all these things changed, deleted, added, moved, just information lining up on this linear timeline, the way it comes through to me. So I try to look at that and tell you what we're looking at, what comes first. And that has been moved. So it's very confusing. I'm going to stick with what I originally got. Psychically, ladies, gentlemen, that is what we really need to do. When you start to question too much, you need to go back to what you originally got. Yes, this has been a moving plan. Yes, it has changed. And it is very frustrating. But originally, I got that the RV would go. We see rises in countries and currency value, and then we see drops here. And then it's forced to then they pull. I think when we start to see the crashes or something starts to go on, they pull out the president because he is in conflict with doing what we need to do to basically financially save the country. And originally he was trying to start a world war. So he starts messing around. He's not doing what he's supposed to do. And then there was the news story that I heard psychically that said Biden was removed for failing to. I think all of those things come together. Then we've got Grassley. I always saw Grassley from the beginning. He might make the decision. Unless they've completely changed the whole thing. I don't know. Okay? I don't know at this point. I don't know. Day by day, taking it day by day. All I know is don't start going to the place where nothing's ever going to happen. This isn't real. It is real. Of course they do. They're under NDA. Anybody's got any idea about rates or not necessarily rates, but timing, and it is involved in the exchange or redemption has signed contracts to say you do not disclose this information. We don't want anybody doing it. They don't really want anybody doing it outside of the exchange because of the deals that they have made. I still see the same thing. Now, they're in a crunch. The way that this has been delayed, and the dark side's trying to delay it to screw the whole thing up, right? But the more they delay, the quicker this is all going to have to happen. Now, if we do the RV and we go to gold and they decide, they pull Biden out, and then we've got an interim government, we've got the Grassley in and all that. There may very well be an election, but it doesn't matter. By that point, everybody's going to vote for Trump. We're going to get him back in. It would be a special election. Wouldn't be the regular one. Because if you pull the candidate out, what do you do then? All right. I don't really think you're going to get screwed here. People are like worried, okay, well, we're going to get screwed because, that when we don't have enough information in anything in life, everybody has too much time to think about it. Let's say your husband acted weird one day and came home late. Dude could have been having a bad day. And, if you think about it too much, you've got him cheating on you, for years with some chick he's paying for an apartment for. And that's not true. So, I know. Well, we have councils. I don't know what you mean. Everybody's just bored and they're making a big deal about an eclipse. I mean, it's an eclipse. It happens. It's going to happen. I don't know when it happens. I haven't been paying attention, but eclipse is not a big deal. Yes, everything will be okay. Life goes on. And life will go on. One way or another. I don't know how to answer that. Who will he pick for vice president? What I heard makes no sense. A loner? A loner. What's a loner? A loner is somebody who prefers to do things by himself. He kind of stands out by himself. He doesn't really get involved with groups and jump on bandwagons and things like that. That is weird to answer. It is highly possible that I'm getting everything wrong and I'm burning out, but that has been known to happen. I'd love to do that. Things just not going the way we want them to go lately. Let's talk about that. Let's walk through it together. Let's get through this together. Thoughts over coffee. Because I need some coffee right now. All right. Where are we at? We're still in the waiting. Waiting sucks. Sucks hard. Is there anything we can do about it? No. And again, just like there is more evidence to support God, Jesus, the angels, the good guys being real. Don't you ever stop for a moment and start thinking. Carissa texted me that the good guys aren't real too. We have seen the evidence all around us your entire life. I was talking to Katie yesterday, my 21-year-old sick little precious child. She's such a mini-me. She really is. I'm like, you think your words don't get in, But they do. Life is kind of like a wavelength. It goes up, it goes down, and it flattens out, and you get sharp rises and falls, and then a time where it's just pretty smooth. Happens. That is the drawback and the down. That's what sucks about life, and that's what's so beautiful about life too. There has been so much joy. And I don't care who you are. You're just forgetting that. There has been so much joy. There has been so much laughter. There have been so many reasons to love, and through all, even the deepest of falls on that wavelength. Deepest of falls. I can't talk today. There was always something. Love always wins, one way or another. It can take you from the, it can pull you right out of the deepest hole. And in all the efforts of the dark side over the years, they could not extinguish that, and they never will, because that is the truth. That is the ultimate truth. That we are love at the very center of our being. And all the actions and reactions and the losses and the times when we reacted wrong and made bad decisions and stuff, that is all the reaction to what is not natural to us. That's the negative. It's false. It's lies. It doesn't compute with our soul. Why do you act so violently when you get upset? Why do you act so violently when something hurts? Why does it hurt? Because it's foreign to you. It's like an allergic reaction. To have this negative energy stressed upon you and all these feelings about, what's at the basis, at the very root of depression and anxiety and all those worries and fears and pains? That this isn't right. Most people say it's not right. This shouldn't be. I don't like this. I have to get this out. That, my friends, is because you are made of the highest of vibration, which is love. People say, well, love's not the highest of vibration. I'm like, yes, it is. Prove me wrong. Yes, it is. Because love is the element of creation, is the element that houses all others. It is what creates. And if you need to change your definition of love, you don't think that is true. So, sometimes we get to places that seem like we're stuck in a ditch, cruising along, and we hit a ditch. And sometimes that ditch seems pretty deep, and you're like, well, there's nobody around here to pull me out of this ditch. What am I going to do? Just stay in the ditch? It looks like it goes on pretty way. Should I just travel in the ditch? No. The road that I was on led to the ditch, and then it continues on after the ditch, but I can't seem to get out of this ditch. Who pulls you out? And if you're sitting in the ditch, thinking about getting all those feelings out, working through all that crap, all this work, trying to figure out building steps, trying to dig steps with your hands to get out of the ditch. And God's watching you. Well, he's surely trying to figure out how to get out of the ditch himself, in which maybe, hasn't really asked me to get him out of the ditch. He hasn't really let go of it. So I just reach down with my hand and pull him out of the ditch. I've been pulled out of a ditch many times. It's always been God. It's always been God. You know, you're traveling on that road, you're walking, you got a big group of people, and all of a sudden you're in the ditch and you look around, nobody's around, right? Nobody's there. You're like, well, dude's in a ditch, you know, or she's in a ditch. Don't let them figure it out themselves. You got to reach out to God and to Jesus and say, reach out your hand and say, I give it all to you. I have gotten myself into a ditch and I don't know how to get out of this. I don't know how to do this, but I got to keep going and I got to get back on that road because there's people along the way who are waiting for me. And then you see this big hand comes down, grabs your arm, and just pulls you out of that ditch. And you remember later, well, if there's ever another ditch, if I ever get down too deep, all I got to do is call his name. That's all I got to do. And so, emotionally, there's a lot of people, financially too. It don't matter what it is. But there has to be the will to continue on this road and to not stay in the ditch and give up. And that's when we reach out to God. And we just give it all to him. I had a situation yesterday. You know, of course, me and the daughter, when we sit around, she is as deep as me. So we sit around and we talk and we hash everything out. And it was good times, but it was emotional. It was good times. And I talked to Jesus. Well, I talk to Jesus all the time, but I talked to him. And I said, you know what? These are some things in my life that I feel like I don't have any control over. But I need these things to be fixed so that I can keep moving on this road. And if I'm supposed to keep moving on this road, I need you, if you will, please, to fix them. One of the situations was the family situation with my mom. And, you know, you heard about the narcissistic, you know, stepfather. So many stories to tell you on that. I could write a book on that. Anyway, but over time and through the vaccinations and the COVID and all this stuff, she has slowly stayed at home and like retreated from socializing. Then we had a big blow up. And it was between him and the kids, and I stood up for the kids, and then I was like banned from the property. So stupid. Yeah, what am I gonna do? Are you kidding me? Stupid. Anyway, so I felt like my mother didn't want to see me, didn't care about me anymore. And it's been going on for a long time. And so I waited and I tried and I tried and I tried and I tried and it just wasn't working. I'm like, okay, opinion of her changed because I don't care who you are. And no matter what you do, you don't turn against your children. Not for a man, not for money, not for principles, not for politics, not for nothing. So that pissed me off. And so I gave it to Jesus yesterday. Maybe the night before. Yesterday. Close enough. And what I said was, these are the things that I need. These are the rocks in my path. These are the obstacles for me climbing out of this ditch. And I will always climb out of the ditch. When I gave it to him, and within hours, she texted me. Not gonna cry. And she said, I love you always. And I was just like, he did that. And I hear so many people come to me right now just in that ditch, man. They're in that ditch. And the only thing that I can do right now when we have no, sorry about the whole crying thing, that was a big one. The only thing I can do right now is to teach you what I've learned. And you gotta ask for it. Everything you need, you gotta ask for it. Because I've learned it before and I forget. You always forget. Hang on a second. Jeez. Start crying. It keeps coming. Oh. All right. That was an emotional one with the mom. All right. But it was so beautiful. It was so beautiful. I was like, oh my God. Like after all this time, there it is. But what I asked for, what I stopped doing too, along the way when I talked to Jesus, is I stopped holding on to the grudge, the anger. And I said, I need this to be resolved. Bottom line. This is what I need to know from her. And that's what she told me. And it happened the same frickin' day. And what I said to him is, let me see your good work in my life and I will get out of the way. So you do that. Go do that. It works. I mean, it totally worked for me. Hang on a second. Don't feel sorry for me. I'm fine. I just like, that's how I am. Like, if I start to cry about something, it's like, all right, the tears just, it keeps coming. Anyway, real person over here. Do it. Do what I did. And you're really gonna have to just be. You gotta let go of the anger too. You gotta let it go of the disappointment. You gotta let it go of all of it and say, you know what? Okay, bottom line, this is what I need to keep going. These basic things. Why do you need money? Don't talk about the RV and everything. Tell them why you need it. I need it so that I can take care of everybody. I need it so that I can be at peace. I need it so that I can do this and that or whatever and help kids or whatever you want to do. Because when I ask people, what would you do with all that money? They don't know what they're going to do with half of it. All they really want to do is to stop being stressed and to provide for themselves and their children and maybe have a little more fun. These are good-hearted people who are not looking forward to shiny things and fast cars. Well, maybe some guy, probably the guy is like 65 and all his life wanted a certain car. Good, get it. Drive around in it. Have a good time. Because we all deserve it. We are all survivors. Okay? But if there's something in your life that you don't feel like you have any control over, you do have a little bit, and you can drop all the reasons why you will only accept a certain thing from that family member or that individual or whatever, and take it to the best counsel you could ever have and tell them, I just need to know this and I can keep going. Or I just need to see this and I can keep going. Because if you're in your mind, you keep going over everything that's happened in the past and all the reasons you have to hate or to hold a grudge or whatever else it is, you're just choosing to live and wallow in that. You need to stop and just say, I know I've already been through everything they did that was wrong. And then, yeah, I probably did some things that were wrong in reaction to that. Maybe, could have possibly. Not with mom. I could have told stepfather to F himself and that he was an idiot. I mean, I might have done that. But narcissists don't like that. So they take your mother from you. But love wins. God wins. You can't take that fully. You can influence that. You can try. But throughout the course of history, all the wars and all the terrible things and all their efforts to take that from us, they can't. They can't. Because it is the strongest force in existence. And you are all made of it. So you are never separated. You are never disconnected unless you want to be. If you find yourself in a ditch and you're down there crying and all covered in mud and crap and stuff, and and you're just thinking, I'm never going to make it. I'm never going to. Are you choosing to experience that right now? Or do you think maybe there's a possible way that you could snap out of it and ask for that assistance and get that hand to pull you out of that ditch? Oh, yeah, there is, because I have done it many times. Many times. It is true. God is real. Jesus is real. The good guys are real. And that includes angels. So, what is that? Choices. Everything is about choices. Every moment of every day. How do I choose to perceive this current situation? Is everything falling apart? Is it all over? No. It's just another dip in the wavelength. It's just another stupid ditch. We don't like ditches. Nobody likes ditches. But the wonderful thing about, you got a straight road and then there's a crack in the road and it created a ditch, washed out the road. Even the deepest of ditches, you know what is true? There is a higher place that we can climb to. Or there would be just the entire definition of a ditch, isn't there? Two high places and a low place in the middle we fell into. Yeah. So it will always get better. It always does. Ask for it. And no, it's not your responsibility to ask for this whole RV thing or the whole transition or whatever. No, work on you and your life and your emotions and your ditch. And yes, pray for everybody else. Yeah, we want this RV to happen. Everybody's got the very deep personal reasons for that. We as a society and as a country and as the world will not stay in this ditch. We will go on. And we will see and make it to that high road again. It's only logical. So, if we're presented with another delay, do not lose your mind. Do not lose your mind. Ask for everything you need in this moment, everything that you need to see to keep going, because that is what it's about. One foot after another, every day, one choice after another. Keep going. And if you lay down that ditch and say you can't keep going and you quit, well, it's not that there is no way to keep going. It's that you're choosing to lay in a ditch. I choose to proceed because I got two girls that I probably push out of the ditch first. Are waiting on that high road for me. And I will not show up. So, why is it I always climb out of the ditch? Because of Jesus? Because of God? But because I tune in to the very center of my being. And I remember that love. And what I asked for was love. And I got it. And you ask and you say, I need to see these things. Let me see your good work in my life. And then take your hands off the damn thing and let him do it. Because he knows better than you. He is greater than I. Bigger piece of God. Connected to the biggest piece. So, let's just all climb out of the stupid ditch that we've been in. Okay? Because more than any truther, I hear the people. They come to me personally in very personal situations, and some of them just bawl. They just cry. It's like going to a counselor, but it's, I'm somebody who can actually get some answers. Not that I'm any better, but that maybe the average person would not know. And everybody's in the same place that you're in right now. Varying levels. Let's just all climb out of this ditch together. Let's just all give it to Jesus and let's let him do it. God, you give to God or Jesus, either one. And see the good work in that he will do in your life because you let him and because you asked. Remember, it's all God having an experience as you right now. And if he chooses to experience being muddy and crying and hurt and broken in a ditch, that is exactly what he will experience as you. But at one point you just say, you know what? I don't like it down here. Let's get out of here. Let's all do that now. Let's all do that now. And yeah, you want to come in with kind of possibly. It's not bad news. It's not bad news, but it's possibly another delay. And I come in with the pep talk. I wasn't going to tell you about the whole thing with Mom because I didn't think I could hold it together. I didn't hold it together. I thought I could, but that was so beautiful. It was just like after I haven't seen her in like a year. Beautiful. Miracles are possible and real. We just have to ask for them and we just have to let them happen. Okay? Also, change your perception. When you talk to a 21-year-old, they'll go through every reason they have of their entire life. Well, I know mine do. Females do. Males, they don't want to talk to you at all. Most of the time, at least mine don't. They'll give you every reason they have. They remember all the hurts, and you look back on the past. Somewhere along the way, I stopped doing that. Because there are too many, for one. And I always just had this overwhelming sense that, you know what? I don't want to be there anymore. I don't want to relive that anymore. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, it hurt. Yeah, things are kind of, crappy. Not exactly how I'd want it right now. I'm always looking ahead. I'm always moving. I'm like, okay, let's feel this. Let's sit down. Let's go through this. Let's figure it out. Let's find some kind of resolve. Why did it happen? Blah, 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 blah. All right, now let's be done with it. Let's not do that again. That's what I told her yesterday. I said, all these situations and all these people that you talked to me about, and all the reasons why you can't, like, you have to have anxiety. You know, this is a big thing with the young people today. Oh, everybody's got anxiety. Everybody's got. I said, you know what we used to do when I was your age? Me and my girlfriends just sit down with like a pint of ice cream, probably a couple beers. You know, I'm not gonna lie. There may have been beer involved. Um, we'd talk it out. We'd bash people. Oh, what a jerk! This and that. Use harsher language. But then they start. Then everybody would shift and start saying like, "You're gonna be okay, dude. It's gonna be all right. Let's go have some fun. Screw them." And you're like, "Yeah, yeah." And they would drag me with them. We would get out there, and so we made a choice together in a circle. All right. And me and those girlfriends, we said, you know what? There'll be better days. Let's go make them. Let's go make some memories. That's how you do it. Forward, always. Chin up. And if you're just in a spot where you just can't do that, then I refer you back to the Footprints poem. I'm not going to recite the whole thing because off the top of my head, probably wrong. Basic idea. I was traveling along, and it's about in talking to Jesus, and there was your footprints, Jesus, and there were mine. But I see that in the hardest times of my life, in so many words, I don't know how that, I don't have it next to me to recite to you. Everybody knows the poem. So many words. What's the deal with this? In the hardest times of my life, when I look back, there were only one set of footprints. And he says, that is when I carried you. Ask him to carry you. But be specific about what you're giving to him. I basically gave him a list. I said, all right, bottom line, I'm having trouble with these things. I need these things to be resolved or fixed. I need something. So I keep going. And I asked him, I said, carry me through this time. And he does. And right there, man, that was just, I couldn't have written that better. I could not have written that better. That was such a surprise to me. That text message. I love you always. What? A good day. A good day. And it's okay for you to release. It's okay for you to feel. It's okay for you to have that day where you get it out. Because, like I said, it's foreign to us. These negative emotions, this pain, this suffering, this worry, all this stuff, get it out. Get rid of it. And then you're starting over. You're a survivor. You have accumulated and learned so many lessons along the way, and you have become a force to be reckoned with. And all of you are. Don't you forget that. And don't you ever, with all of what I see most, it pisses me off. Anytime there's something good, they try to destroy it in the media. They destroy it in the movies, music, all along the way. Our entire life. Oh, there's angels that save people. Oh, we're worried about angels. There's bad angels. Probably. Do you think there's still angels? No. They're demons. The good angels. There's good angels. And there will always be, and God's armies will always be bigger and stronger than any of the corrupted ones. And you will know the difference. Because you will ask him to send them his good warriors, that love, because the others don't love. And he will. And you will make it. And we will all make it. And this whole thing is real. I'm not some kind of foo-foo delusional person. Sometimes it seems like it. I know that. I realize that. I'm actually pretty grounded. I always have been. Always been very rational and very reasonable. And I'm here to tell you, God wins. God wins. There has never been a time that darkness has extinguished light. It is always the opposite. So, hang in there. Could it happen tomorrow? Yeah. Could somebody make a different decision? Yeah. Still happening. All right. Gather together. Nobody's alone. You have an entire community, especially those that listen to my show. You're all angels. I don't know if you're actually angels, but you know what you are now. You are now. Let's become such a powerful, shining, bright force to be reckoned with, shall we? And climb out of the stupid ditch. Because I just did. Come with me. All right? Have a good day, guys. Love you all. Wait a minute. Let me get prepared. Just having a producer. All right. Bye.